everybody, Corey here from Par to Pro. We're here with our favorite tester, Al, and he's kind of in behind the scenes right now. He's going to guide us through the brand new FSX 2018 software. Man, this has got improved graphics and some more online features, but we're going to take you through the whole thing here, and bear with us. This is we've got a lot of stuff to go through here. So first off, you can see that it loads up. We've already got it loaded up, but it does load really quickly. Click on the bottom right-hand corner at first to connect your GC Quad or your GC2. For us, we've already had the GC Quad connected, but if it wasn't, then you'd have it in your available devices list on the left, drag it over to the right, and there you go. You can click on the options button there, and you can auto connect to the device, so you don't have to always do it, so it shows up like we've got here, and then allow left and right-handed players to play on it. I'm a left, as you guys may know, and Al is right, so that allows us to be able to use that and move the unit. The other option there is enable the dual launch monitors. So if you have a second GC Quad and you have two T positions, it just allows it to use them both at the same time. And you know, for the reason why having it off just might help with any delays or anything in the computer looking for another unit. So Al, you can close out of that. That's a simple connection. With the GC Quad, you can connect via USB, Wi-Fi, or network connection. If you're going to connect it Wi-Fi, just make sure that you have a landline connection, because when we started up the software, it does go look for that license and say, do you have that license? So you do need an internet connection to do that. So now we're going to click on the play button here, and we've got a few courses installed, including the brand new Pebble Beach. So let's go check that one out. The Pebble Beach golf links. You can select whatever hole that you want. Let's pick hole number 7. Lucky 7 there. So not that anybody's ever played this hole before. Now the cool thing is that you can use real world weather data. So you can actually, as long as you're online, you can click on that button up top there and it'll give you the weather that's currently in Pebble Beach. So that's fantastic. So on that you can get change in your conditions here, the green speed, the time of day. Now defaults to 8 o'clock. We're gonna change that to 11. I like it a little bit brighter. You can either manually enter that number or use the slider. You can change your cloud cover. If you put it over too much to the sunny side, it does tend to wash out some of the sand, especially in Pebble. So I just leave it as is. The wind, leave it at 0 for us, but you can change that as much as you want. The altitude, you can see, is grayed out, and we actually are using the GCQ barometer. That's so cool, built in, and that also grays out the temperature. So above the temperature on the right-hand side is the ground, the amount of bounce off that ground, so the ground hardness. And then underneath the temperature is whether you want rain or fog. We are leaving that at nil on both. And then we're going to click on next. Pin placement, we suggest go easy pin placement if you've never used the software before. Definitely helps with putting on a sim. The mulligans, we always suggest that you put it to unlimited, and the reason being is that sometimes, you know, the GC Quad is great, but it may misread, so it's nice to have that as an option for a mulligan. Practice mode, in the gameplay, you can actually stop at any point and practice if you have this enabled, so definitely suggest leaving this enabled. And the lie penalty, I like switching it over to enabled. We've been playing on this a little bit longer, so it makes it a little bit more realistic, but again, you know, you get the family playing, you want to leave that disabled. It might make the game a little bit more fun for everybody. So you can leave ball tracers on, off, or just have the last only. On to the top right, you've got gimmies, 1, 3, 6, 10, or other. You can enter the amount. The putting, so Al's just going to click on the question mark there. And the nice thing about this feature is that you can either auto putt, which it basically putts for you, or the fast putting is you hit the first putt and then it enters the rest of the number of the putts after that. And you can see it actually has a table there on what the strokes added will be based on the distance to the hole. The other option is manual putting, where you can just enter the number of the putts once you land on the green. A little box will pop up and ask you that. We actually just do the putting out and just use a 6-foot gimme as kind of a standard. You can close that out there. Stroke limit, again, to make the game go a little faster, you can double par that. And scoring, you can do stroke match, scramble, Stableford, or modified Stableford. So we're going to keep moving along here. And you can add up to 8 players on this. This is really nice. You can pick your tee boxes. There's 4 tee boxes available here, whether you're left or right-handed, what your handicap is, and you can actually even find your profile online, which is awesome because it'll actually keep your information. So we're going to click on the next, and it's going to load up. The loading process is just on the start. It doesn't load in between holes, doesn't load in between shots. It's really, really fast processing. So that is getting into the play. There's some features within the play that we'll quickly show you. So we're going to do a quick flyby. And I'm seeing a lot of cloud cover there, so I might want to change that cloud cover next time I play, but you know, personal preference. What we've seen in the FSX 2018, man, the water is sweet. Al and I were hitting drives into the into the ocean, and as you get closer to that water, man, it is very, very nice. So quick features in here, you can do practice again any place. You can do an eagle eye, you can grab the pin placement, you can do a flyby, and I think Al's just going to do a quick flyby. What we're seeing on screen there is our on-screen ball find, so that's pretty nice to have that in there, but it's also on the unit itself, so that's you can always turn that off in the settings. And now we can just click on the Foresight logo on the bottom left corner here, and you can skip the hole, get into your scorecard. Just click on the player there. Al will show the features. You can delete, sign out, edit, add new, get the club information, get an analysis on each player. And then you can also change your view. So let's click on the view. You can do a hole review after you played a hole. Same thing with the replays after you hit a shot. Change the camera angles. This is pretty cool. You can change your camera position, whether you want to start, side, end, top, ball, chase, random. My favorite is the ball. It follows the ball. A lot of people will also do a chase view, personal preference. We do find that the camera position, if you're doing a ball or anything like that, you do need a better graphics processor because it does eat it up. It's like the flybys. And then tracking, if you want to have it track the ball, you can have none or any of those other options like a TV style even. So let's click OK there. That's in our views. And if we click on the settings button there, we can get into the swing cam. We don't have a swing camera installed for this, but you can use it. It's built in the software, which is awesome. There's general settings and graphics settings. Right now we've got it maxed out on graphics. And then if your device did not connect or you forgot to connect it at the beginning, which I've definitely done that before, that you can just do a quick connect right there. And it takes you back to that same thing that we had at the very beginning. On the right-hand side, you can do the mini-map, and you can actually expand that mini-map, that double arrow over there on the top left-hand side. If you click on that, it takes you to a much bigger overview, and you can put your mouse anywhere, which tells you the distance away from any hazards or anything else that you want to see. You can actually even hit that X there, Al, and it'll take you away from that. It'll just make a little mini-map, so it isn't as obtrusive. And then click on it whatever you want the information on it. So I kind of like that. That's really nice that way. And that's kind of in the play. So we're going to exit out of here, go show you quickly the improve and the challenges section. So yes, we want to, and no, we don't want to save, but you can save the game. In the top right-hand corner, just so you know, there's a net play. That's if you want to do network play against other people, so online play it. We tried getting in there. Unfortunately, it wasn't available. The server wasn't available at that time, but that's something that you can do with this as well. So there's also compete. So in the compete section, there's a local contest that you can run. There's closest to the pin, skills challenge and a long drive. The skills challenge is really popular right now, and it gives you a number. Basically, Al, maybe you want to say a little note on this because you've seen that a lot.
Yeah, a lot of guys are doing it online where there's different distances. It gets further from the hole. I believe it's about 15 shots, and it scores you based on a target hitting at a green. So you do a chip shot, then a flop shot, then a wedge shot, all the way up to hitting a driver, and then it scores you from either a 1 point, a 3, or a 5, depending on where you land on that target.
Nice. So that is essential in the skills challenge. We won't take you through that today, but just as the overview, it's there. And then there's also the improve section. So the improve is basically the driver range, but you can choose to have improve anywhere on any of the courses. It doesn't just have to be on the range. So if you want to just click on range there, we'll take you to the range. And if you want to know more about the range information, we've got lots of videos. We'll have lots of videos of different shots on the range. Again, same information that we had on the play. So we can just keep going through that. We picked an 8 a.m. Again, it's going to be a little bit darker time of day to play, but you know, you're on the range, so you can see it's a little bit dark image, being that it's 8 a.m. Al, you know what? Let's do this. Let's get out of here. So I'm going to get you exit out of this, and just want to show you guys the difference between an 8 a.m. and full sun versus in regular default. So let's change that to 11. And we're also going to change the cloud cover to none and go full sun. And then we'll click next. And there, I mean, it's just such a huge difference, right? So that's my favorite, is just to leave it on as bright as possible. That's more of an image that I like to see. So, and then within this software, we have the same idea, you know, same options as in the play. I don't think there's anything different. If you click in the FSS icon there, or the Foresight Sports icon on the bottom left, you can pick the player and all that stuff, change the view, same settings, the connect. Now click on the whole button there, Al. Now if we were on the course, this is where you could change the hole that you're practicing on. So in the driving range, obviously there's only just the range here, but it's nice that you have that option should you be, you know, wanting to practice on Pebble. So we can click OK there. That gets us out. And that is the FSX 2018 software in a nutshell. If you've made it this far, congratulations. I think you can handle things a lot. You got more patience than I do, but hopefully that's been informative enough. And for more information on the GC Quad, FSX, or anything simulators, feel free to visit our website at www.par2pro.com. Thanks, Al.